health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com. Visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a slight chance of morning, otherwise partly sunny skies expected. We'll see a high around 84. Night showers and storms are likely. We'll see a low around 66 tomorrow. Another chance of showers and storms in the morning. Otherwise, we'll see some clearing take place. High should top out around 81. Meteorologist Kyle Fleck from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Harvest will be here before we know it, which means it's time to get those combines ready. Landmark Implement invites you to join them at your local combine clinic. They'll be covering S-Series combines August 7th in Hebron, 8th in Gothenburg, 9th in Hastings, or 10th in Kearney, and the new X9 model, the 11th in Kearney. When you attend one of Landmark's combine clinics, you'll learn about maintenance, cab controls and calibrations, combine technology, and how Operations Center can help increase your farm profits. Visit landmarkimp.com/events for a complete combine clinic schedule, or visit your local Landmark location and experience the Landmark difference.
H&H Roofing, established in 2015, is proud to serve the local area, which includes the tri-state area in Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota. H&H Roofing has a professional team that are licensed and bonded, GAF Master Certified Installers, and an insurance-preferred contractor that will work directly with your insurance company. Also a leading roofer, siding, and gutter specialist. H&H Roofing will service all residential, commercial, and agricultural needs. Go to HNHroofs.com for more information or call 402-359-2546.
Too many people believe that chronic pain, allergies, or illness are permanent and something you're stuck with. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better in the process. Their team is trained in the newest, most advanced pain-relieving techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a free consultation at 531-254-5695 or go to novotnynutritionandwellness.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Smoked meats, amazing sides. The only problem when they fix you a plate is that at some point, that plate will be empty. But hear me out. What if that plate was never empty? That dream can be your reality with the Mary Ellen's Express Lunch Buffet. From 11 to 2 every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday. One price, all you can eat, and it even comes with a drink. Tell your boss you're taking a long lunch and get down there. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul at 29th and Pine Lake. Let them fix you a plate. Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Welcome into The Drive with AD and Raff. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history. We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
Brought to you by Sand Hills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we are back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Tuesday. I felt like I had a Major League 2 flash there for a second when you hit the, oh my God, it's him. I felt like when Wild Thing returns back to his roots. It's him. Put in the music.
There he is. We know that loud. It's Aaron Davis.
Man, it is so Wild Thing.
He's back.
Oh, dude, it's good to be back, dude. July 25th.
Dang. Well,
Been a long time.
here we are.
Welcome back.
It's
good to
be
see you.
back.
There in Badgerland?
You know, I am right on Madison University of Wisconsin's campus.
Oh, nice. That's not bad at all. How has the traveling been? Because you've kind of been all over. Do we miss Lincoln? You've kind of been all over the place.
You know, I do. The past couple weeks we're in Alabama. Then where am I at right now? Yeah, I'm in Madison right now.
That tells you how much the guys traveled. That tells you how much the guys traveled. There's definitely a pretty long delay between us stopping and talking and then AD hearing us, because there'll be about 3 or 4 seconds of just silence, and then it's like AD's like, "Yep, I'm listening," and then he answers with everything.
You know, I think I'm gonna check out and then check back in.
Perfect.
Okay.
Go ahead, check out. We'll let you check out.
All right.
I'm just gonna remove him from the stream. We're gonna just knock out of that. No, because that was almost.
If you watch on 951, you see AD's head nodding, and you're like, "Well, yeah, what?"
yeah. Well, and AD was like,
It was good.
trying
It was
to-
good to
trying
see
to
him
get
for a
going.
few seconds. We'll
That was good.
get him back here. We'll be all good to go.
No, AD will be back into the studio here once he. I think he said he's going to reconnect.
Yeah, Big Bird. It might have sounded crystal clear, but I don't know. It seemed a little off in the timing there, but we'll get it all fixed up. It's always. I'll tell you what. When you go via remote, it's so stressful because you're constantly looking at the strength of your signal, because in those hotels,
Okay.
I think the more people that log on, it kind of maybe drains away. And I could be completely wrong, but you're like seeing that bounce up and down. And then every once in a while, it'll say signal strength unsteady. And you're like, oh no, this is not good. So,
well, you know how you just fix that, Raff?
pray.
You just don't go on and do a show from a hotel.
Well, I have that other job that, you might have noticed.
Yes,
we got
of
a
course.
$1.55 billion jackpot tonight for Mega Millions.
Hello.
He's back again.
All right. AD, is it better now? Is the lag better?
Much better.
Oh, yeah. Wow, look at that response time.
You know what? I think what may have been the issue. I had a lot of boxes up, a lot of screens up, and so I just minimized all those. But yeah, I'm right in Madison. So last night I spoke for the it's for the Wisconsin School of Banking, and so they have bankers from all over the country, and it was very Big Ten heavy, very Big Ten heavy. You know it's bad when Indiana fans are talking trash to you, man.
Good Lord.
Dang.
I mean, I'm thinking, okay, we beat y'all though. So what are you talking about? I mean,
Who is this strange man on the computer?
what's up, Rico?
I don't know who this is. He's scary. Stranger danger.
Stranger danger. Yeah, man.
So Indiana's one of those teams Nebraska's beaten over the last couple of years. It hasn't been Purdue. They're not Purdue.
They're going to be looking for a new coach at the end of the year too.
Yeah, I think they will. I think they will be. I'll tell you what, guys. The thing that was interesting, because as Raff knows it, Nick, as you know too, I was in Alabama starting the 26th, I believe, of July. So I was down there for 2 weeks, not straight, but I'd come home and go right back. I was telling Raff this. And so I was in Birmingham. I was in Tuscaloosa, not Tuscaloosa. I was in Birmingham, Troy, Talladega, Center. Then I was in Opelika, where Strickland's from. In fact, me and Strick just missed each other about a week and a half ago. That's Strickland's hometown there. But going through all the stores, gas stations, hotel lobbies, it reminded me of Nebraska in the 90s. Meaning, all you seen was Nick Saban, Nick Saban, Nick Saban, roll tide, roll tide, roll tide. You'd have a hint of Auburn, War Eagle. But because when you're winning, everybody wants to be a part of it. Because really, Saban's created a dynasty down there. Although there's not championships every year, they're in the conversation. And so it reminded me in the 90s when you were going, and Nick, this is before your time, unfortunately, but it reminds you of time when you'd go into Walgreens or Shopko or Super Saver, any of the bookstores, and all you seen was Coach Osborne on the front or something about Husker football. And seeing that down in Alabama the past couple of weeks, it just was that nostalgia. Like, man, it'd be nice for Nebraska just to get. I'm not saying, of course, I'd love to get back to where we were, but just to be relevant, again, which me and Raff will talk about, because Raff peeped me out to that that Husker episode on YouTube. It's pretty good. But travels have been good, man. So it's just, and it's cool being up here in Big Ten country right now, especially up here. There's a lot of Luke Fickell talk. I'll tell you that. A lot of folks talking about Luke Fickell. And what's interesting? It's about 50-50, because there are still some Paul Chryst loyalists that are up here that are still pissed that he got fired in the first place. So it's going to be interesting up here in Madison, man. I will say that, because it's kind of a house divided from what I've picked up from a lot of the fans up here, man.
That was one of such an interesting side of it when Paul Chryst got let go. Was you had even like some of your best players, Braylon Allen was one of them, where he was speaking out, disappointed that they decided to fire Paul Chryst, and then they don't even choose to retain
Jim Leonard,
and now Jim Leonard goes within the division and is playing, as part of Illinois' coaching staff as a senior defensive analyst. I don't know if you guys also saw this. Howard Griffith's son, Houston Griffith, used to play at Notre Dame, was almost came to Nebraska, in fact, under Mike Riley, visited Nebraska a couple of times. But Houston Griffith is now a recruiting coordinator for the Fighting Illini. I mean, just for a very short time after his college days. So
Howard went to Illinois.
Exactly. So if you look at Illinois' like coaching staff, obviously you have Burt right at the top. And they have a young up and coming defense coordinator after Ryan Walters departed for Purdue. But my goodness, then you get a guy that was, obviously a candidate for a Big Ten head coaching job, and you don't have to. He's not even one of your on-field staff. He's a senior defensive analyst. That Illinois coaching staff is kind of sneaky. A couple weeks ahead of the season.
Yep.
So,
I was just going to say too, I'm changing the subject because I just been sort of seething all night long, but have you guys watched, or did you see the Baltimore Orioles play-by-play announcer that got suspended?
Yes. Go ahead, Raff, but a buddy sent that to me. Go ahead.
The guy was just saying the stats and the series and who'd won the series over the last, was it 5 years or whatever, and he gets suspended for just telling the truth. I heard that in the Baltimore Orioles ownership group, they should be ashamed of themselves of what they've done. I mean, that's just terrible situation and the team's playing really well too. And then you bring that drama onto your team. I just don't understand it.
Nick, is there a way that we can get that clip and play it maybe sometime throughout the show?
Absolutely. We can get it by next segment.
Yeah, Jay Gates actually sent that to me. Obviously, our friend of the station, Jay Gates, sent that to me. And Jay Gates says in the text that he sent me, he goes, you get suspended for speaking facts? So folks, if you get a chance, check that out. It's Orioles announcer Kevin Brown. He was indefinitely suspended for the comments he made against the Baltimore's record against the Rays. All he was doing was speaking facts. It was nothing disparaging or anything that was negative. He was basically reading stats. So if we'll get that clip later for you today. But yeah, Raff, Gates sent that to me, and I was listening to that this morning. Like, wow.
I would also say, I mean, this was my instant thought, was he got suspended indefinitely for that, but there was a graphic.
Yeah.
So who approved the graphic that said, yeah, this is just fine to talk about? Somebody else other than
yeah.
Right. So whether it's the producer, whether it was the director, whether it was Orioles, whatever overarching company that they are under. Well, I don't know if it's Bally or I don't know who it is.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever is in charge of that approved the graphic that basically laid out the facts that he was stating. So if Kevin Brown is suspended, whoever approved that graphic should also be suspended.
I was laughing because when I saw the post, it never said, what he said or anything. So I was like, okay, brace yourself for something, something edgy or something. And I watched the video and I was like, okay, I missed something. So I rewinded it back, watched it again. I'm like, what is going on right now? And then I saw the posts and I was just like, this is crazy. I was like, that poor guy. Here, you don't even do anything disparaging and you get suspended. I go,
yeah, you're just waiting. World. You're just waiting for some derogatory term, some
slur, I was waiting for.
Some slur. You're waiting for something, and nothing happens. You're like, dang, that was actually a pretty good open. Like that was actually a really good.
What do you think his
job of setting the scene? Now, I will also say, whatever happens to him, let's say the Orioles fire him, somebody will pick him up in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Kevin Brown's one of the better young broadcasters in the industry right now, especially Major League Baseball. He's worked alongside, former College World Series champions, and he's former major leaguers. Like, he has a good enough reputation. And that's another thing that I think bothers a lot of people, including myself, is that when you have a reputation like that, and then it's something like this, that the fact that they thought that this was coming from a place of malintent is unbelievable.
What is the reaction when they call him in to have the meeting to give him the indefinite suspension? I mean, how do you react to that? It's like he had to go in not having any idea why it was being called in.
None.
Well, it's that, and then guys, also the Orioles are one of the best stories in all of baseball right now. They're one of the best stories in all of baseball. They have the second lowest payroll in the entire majors, and they are leading the division over teams like the New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox. Like, you want to talk about a team that's been in the doldrums for so long, and they've caught it they're doing it on a year where the Yankees are struggling, the Red Sox are struggling, and they've just figured out a way to surround themselves with really young and really exceptional talent. And now this.
Did the Cubs win yesterday?
No. They had like a 2.5 hour rain delay. They lost to the Mets. So, well, guys, I got to get out of here. I got to go to Husker football practice. So I believe. AD, I'm learning from you.
Like AD takes a three week hiatus. I leave for 3 hours. All of a sudden, I'm not committed anymore.
always good to see you, my man.
Likewise, brother. Likewise.
I believe Rico will be stepping in for me on the ones and twos here as I make my way down to the Hawks.
I sure hope so, because all I know is the red button.
That's awesome. So it's a break.
All right, we'll throw it a break. Just the drive on 93.7 The Ticket.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in August. Try their new lemon cream cheese on any bagel or breakfast sandwich. And try the Karma Latte, as 10% of proceeds from that drink will go to the Great Plains Trail Network. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Bob just wanted to say thank you for a record-setting July here at Koppel. The summer sales event continues in August, and the incentives are crazy good. Check this out. We got 0.9% financing along with a $2,500 trade-in rebate on select new models. You heard right. 0.9% financing has been extended along with a trade-in rebate. Also, our GM-certified used inventory is filling up fast, so make that money-saving drive to Koppel. It's just south of the interstate, or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with roof credit.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Smoked meats, amazing sides. The only problem when they fix you a plate is that at some point, that plate will be empty. But hear me out. What if that plate was never empty? That dream can be your reality with the Mary Ellen's Express Lunch Buffet. From 11 to 2 every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday. One price, all you can eat, and it even comes with a drink. Tell your boss you're taking a long lunch and get down there. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul at 29th and Pine Lake. Let them fix you a plate.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Allo is here to give you the FYI. Are your shows buffering? We know why. Are your games lagging? Don't deny. Are your work calls dropping? Here's the FYI. Your old school internet company can't keep up. They give it a try. Their network isn't enough. Don't get trapped in their gimmicks and lies. It's time to fiber your internet with Allo. Honest, local, and hassle-free is what we stand by. Experience Allo Internet. Visit allofiber.com/FYI.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday night from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Whether you're looking for a new place to call home or trying to sell your current home, you want to make it as easy as possible. So why not use a realtor that works harder so you don't have to? The Carpe Diem team at Nebraska Realty is your go-to realty team for all your residential and commercial needs. They pride themselves on working hard and making your life as easy as possible while educating you every step of the way. Contact the Carpe Diem team to seize your moment, whether it be buying, selling, building, investing, or even commercial real estate. Give them a call today at 402-429-8121.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Bob just wanted to say thank you for a record-setting July here at Koppel. The summer sales event continues in August, and the incentives are crazy good. Check this out. We got 0.9% financing along with a $2,500 trade-in rebate on select new models. You heard right. 0.9% financing has been extended along with a trade-in rebate. Also, our GM-certified used inventory is filling up fast, so make that money-saving drive to Koppel. It's just south of the interstate, or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with roof credit.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
There's a buzz in the air at Kansas. Maybe it's the roar of fans here at the track, or the anticipation of the playoffs as drivers fight to move on to the next round and keep their championship hopes alive. Maybe it's the pulse of the heartland, the thrill of speed, or the sounds of grills sizzling in the campgrounds. Whatever it is, It will be one memorable weekend. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Kansas Speedway, September 8th through the 10th. Get your tickets today at kansasspeedway.com.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
This is The Drive with AD and Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we are back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Tuesday, and it's just another day as the conference worlds turn. Every day there seems to be something new. It's like a soap opera. All like General Hospital, Young and the Restless, all the stuff I've watched through the years, it's set me up
you for this day.
for this. Yep, I really believe it.
Anybody that's ever watched a soap opera or a Hallmark movie or anything like that, it's just prepared you
the turns
for today,
cliffhangers,
for everything going on in collegiate athletics. That's what it's been preparing you for. Mr. Davis.
Mr. Davis.
Rico.
How are you? How are you, my friend?
Good. I'm doing good, man. It's been a crazy whirlwind of ripping and running, that's for sure, man. Take my hat off. Madison, like I said, I spoke in Madison last night, here in Madison, right on campus. I will say this about Rico. Have you ever been up here to Madison, Wisconsin?
No, I haven't been to a lot of places.
That's right.
First time I've actually been in Kansas City and not just driving.
Nice.
But I wanted to ask you, since you've been, especially this last week. I mean, you've been doing it for years, but especially this last week, kind of with what's been going on, you've been flying all over the place. You've been Madison, you were in Alabama, you were God knows where else, probably Saturn or something. I don't know. Now imagine that you had to play, let's say, basketball, 2 games in a span of 3 days, but you were going from, let's say, a California to a Maryland, and then having to play in a Pennsylvania at a Penn State. With all of the flying that you have done, and then add on top of that, I don't know, homework, and then add on top of that a practice and 2 games, how would you be feeling right now?
Rico, it's interesting you brought that up, and Raff, don't let me forget this because I know you've been to Madison before. Rico, it's weird you brought that up because when I was checking into my room yesterday, because I flew out yesterday morning out of Lincoln. Okay, which that's a whole nother subject. I'm going to talk about that in a second too. As I was rolling, I was rolling into this facility. It's called the Fluno Center. So it'd be like our Nebraska Center on East Campus or something like that, where they have visiting professors. But it's a very nice accommodations, man, for their campus. I was getting on the elevator, and I honestly, the lady gave my room card. So I go upstairs, take my stuff in, and I come back downstairs to grab my packet or something like that. Dude, I didn't know what room number I was. I honestly, because I've been in so many different rooms in the past few weeks, I literally did not know what room number I was in. Because normally I take a picture of the key, the key jacket, of the jacket, the key fobs come in. I take a picture of it, lets you know what room I'm in. I had no idea. I went to the elevator and just stood there like this, like, I don't know what freaking room I'm in. I had to go back to the desk, which was right there in the lobby. I was like, ma'am, I just checked in. And she started laughing. She goes, frequent traveler. I was like, yeah. And so she told me again. But Rico, it's weird because then I started thinking about, I wasn't thinking about it on the collegiate level. I was thinking about how do you bring up an even better point. I was like, I don't know how Strickland those guys did that. I mean, they have, 10-game road trips, 5-day road trips in different cities, different time zones. And I'm thinking, I don't understand the mindset you'd have to change into to be ready for that. Rico, you take it a step higher in that those guys have practice, they chill all day, then a game. Collegiately, I can't imagine it. And Rico leads perfectly into the segues of the conversation for this segment. Okay, for instance, you have now, which we'll get into, you have Cal and you have Stanford. Those other schools just changed it. Well, actually, there's talks right now going on about Cal and Stanford joining the ACC. So it reads right into your point, Rico, to where, okay, let's even bring it to our own conference. Let's bring it to, because I know you guys talked about this yesterday. USC plays Maryland. Your 3-hour time zone, either whichever team goes which side of the coast, both of them are going to have a 3-hour time change. You have classes, you have practice. Rico, I can't fathom that. And I'm 49 years old and been doing this for over 20 years. I can't fathom as a 20-year-old with that type of workload, the demands that are on you. I don't understand it, Rico. I don't, man. This thing is goofy as hell. I don't understand it. I understand it because it's money, but I just the psyche is going to have to change dramatically. Put it that way.
How early do these teams leave? And this is, look, for football, it's one day and then you go back after the game is over. For basketball or volleyball or softball or baseball, well, for baseball and softball, it's usually, a 3-game series. Maybe they'll have another 3-game series like midweek and then weekend, whatever happens there. But for a basketball and for a volleyball mostly, and there's a couple other sports in there as well, it's cross-country travel, and then you have 2 games. So, like you said, let's say USC has to go out to the East Coast. They'll have a matchup with Maryland and Rutgers.
Yep.
But again, like you said, that's a 3-hour time zone difference. They're still going to have, homework that they're going to have to get done. And then once those games are over, they're going to have to fly back to California.
Yep.
And if it's on a Sunday, whatever time they get back, they have class the next day.
Yep.
Like, it's going to be ridiculously tough on these student athletes to be able to handle all of the things. And then how early are you going to have to leave? How many days before that game? Is it 2 days before that game? You'll still have classes that you'll have to, remotely attend. You'll have, again, like I said, homework that you're going to have to get done. You'll have to have your class pulled up on the plane in the hotel. Oh, by the way, you're going to have practice later that day. Like, it's going to be hell for a lot of these students.
And I think you won't even get 2 days to leave before a game. It'll be 1 day, because I like we were talking during the break. I think that there's still rules in place for the academic side of things where the students can only be out, like outside of classes or whatever, for like 24 hours or something like that, outside of a sporting event. So there's a lot of stuff that and
you saw it with baseball last
surprise,
year.
no one really thought about, the students, the academics part of it. All it is dollar signs and TV contracts. So it's
you know what, Raff?
Somebody on the text line says women's soccer generally plays Thursdays and Sundays, so they would literally miss all the school and still have to try and heal up properly.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Depending
on where they're going, you play on a Thursday. You play on a Thursday in California, and I would think that on those road trips you would plan the schedule out so you're staying on the West Coast. So you play UCLA on Thursday and you play USC or Oregon on Sunday, and then you have to fly back to Nebraska, whatever time you get back, and have to go to classes that Monday.
Yeah. And I think what'll end up happening, I think eventually, is they'll get up to like 24 teams and they'll go to like pods. I mean, everybody calls them pods, but conferences. You can have conferences within the conference. So that should cut down on some of the traveling, but it's funny how it's just like, probably at the end of the day, it'll end up being like the Big 8 again with 8 teams in a conference. So
Nebraska's going to get those West Coast schools, so they're still going to have that travel,
unless they can add some more in the center area.
We'll see. A lot of those Big 12 schools, so I don't think they're going anywhere.
Yeah,
Big 12's looking pretty nice,
strong again.
Let me ask you guys this, man, and all of this, and real quick, I want to read this one in particular. Tater, absolutely. He goes, I think us truck drivers have it a little tougher on the travel schedule. That would be true.
but, and I'm not taking anything away from the truck driver, you signed up knowing what you were getting into.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true too. Because some of these kids that went to school didn't know they were going to be, traveling the expansion of the conferences. But
there are restrictions for truck drivers. You can only drive for so long before you have to take a rest.
That is true. They do have to shut down. And Tater, appreciate you and all your fellow truck drivers for keeping the world going, because we knew how important that was when you guys and gals decided to say, okay, really? Watch this. So Tater, appreciate and Tater, be safe out there, man. I got a good buddy of mine, Chad Detloff, is a truck driver as well. So you guys be careful out there on those roads. I will say this, fellas. I'm gonna ask you both this. Have we forgotten about the student athlete with all this expansion?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It's all about the money. Ooh, I just
Well,
think,
it's all about
Deion Sanders.
It's all about football, and it's mostly just about football, but men's basketball as well. There was absolutely no thought put into wrestling, soccer, tennis, softball, baseball, but none of these other sports were thought of when any of these moves were made. It was just football and just men's basketball.
Yep.
And they're like, oh yeah, this will be great for the foot. You know, you'll have a Nebraska playing a USC. You'll have Ohio State playing Oregon, you know, every year. Like, this is going to be great. And it's like, okay, well, what about the Oregon softball team that's going to have to travel and play Penn State and Ohio State on a weekend? And what about Washington soccer that's going to have to go and play Maryland and Rutgers on that's not fun. That sounds terrible.
And the novelty eventually wears off. You know, like right now, a lot of Nebraska fans are super excited about, we're going to make our way out to California and go to see USC and UCLA and, you know, go up to Oregon. But after a few years of doing that, it kind of wears off. And then you're like, man, that television looks just fine, just the way it is sitting right there in my living room, and we're good to go. So it'll be interesting to see how attendance is and how the traveling continues. Nebraska's lucky. They're one of the schools that they travel really well, but there's a lot of schools, you know, you go to it once, or if at all. So it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out.
Nebraska's lucky they're right in the middle of the country, so it's pretty solid either way.
It is. I know we have history when we come back, but I want to dig in more. This is the 9 o'clock hour too, because Rico and Raff, like I said, being up here and getting a lot of input from a lot of the bankers up here that are part of Big Ten schools, ACC schools, Pac-12 schools. A gentleman out here from California that is a Cal grad. There's a lot to unpack, put it that way. There's a lot. You know what, fellas? A lot more to talk about than we did in June. Take us away, Raffy.
All right, we'll throw it a break. This is The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Need service on your home air conditioner? No matter what brand you have, just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Ironhide Construction has an immediate opening for an administrative assistant in their Lincoln office. The ideal candidate will have experience performing a variety of general office, administrative, and clerical duties. If you have excellent communication, interpersonal, and organizational skills, and are the type of person who enjoys keeping track of all the fine details, then this job is for you. Learn more online at ironhideconstruction.com/careers. Ironhide Construction. Quality buildings and genuine service at a reasonable price.
Harvest will be here before we know it, which means it's time to get those combines ready. Landmark Implement invites you to join them at your local combine clinic. They'll be covering S-Series combines August 7th in Hebron, 8th in Gothenburg, 9th in Hastings, or 10th in Kearney, and the new X9 model, the 11th in Kearney. When you attend one of Landmark's combine clinics, you'll learn about maintenance, cab controls and calibrations, combine technology, and how Operations Center can help increase your farm profits. Visit landmarkimp.com/events for a complete combine clinic schedule, or visit your local Landmark location and experience the Landmark difference.
H&H Roofing, established in 2015, is proud to serve the local area, which includes the tri-state area in Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota. H&H Roofing has a professional team that are licensed and bonded GAF Master Certified Installers, and an insurance preferred contractor that will work directly with your insurance company. Also a leading roofer, siding, and gutter specialist. H&H Roofing will service all residential, commercial, and agricultural needs. Go to hdhroofs.com for more information or call 402-359-2546.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Lane's Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is your go-to place in Lincoln for repairs and maintenance for diesel pickups to Class 8 over-the-road trucks and trailers, from bumper pole utility to full-size semi. Gray performs DOT inspections and are a service provider for fleet companies like ARI, Element Fleet, and FleetNet. They're a family-owned business in operation since 1952, and they keep a clean, friendly shop. Customer service is their top priority. Give Gray Diesel and Equipment Services a visit today, with easy access just off I-80 and North 56th Street.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a slight chance of morning, otherwise partly sunny skies expected. We'll see a high around 84. Night showers and storms are likely. We'll see a low around 66. Tomorrow, another chance for showers and storms in the morning. Otherwise, we'll see some clearing take place. High should top out around 81. Meteorologist Kyle Buck from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is The Drop with AD and Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we are back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Tuesday, and it's probably almost that time for the two greatest words in the history of 93.7 The Ticket. Maybe looking. Oh, yeah. Now punting. Don't know much about history. Don't know much of biology. Don't know much about a science book. Don't know much about the French I took. But I do know that I love you. And I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be.
Eddie wasn't even looking.
Oh, he was just cherishing that.
He wasn't even looking.
Beautiful.
I am hurt. He wasn't even paying attention.
I did
the whole thing for him. The choreography pointed right at him. Nothing.
I didn't look up because I was looking at my.
We can't hear you,
notes.
AD. I don't know what happened.
Is your mic on?
Yeah.
Oh, there you
There we go.
There he is.
I was looking at my notes for the history segment because, like I said, I'm a little rusty. It's been 3 weeks, and I was looking at my notes, but I was listening as I was, and I missed your choreography because you always do a great job with Rico, the hand gestures.
I know. I did it. I pointed right at you.
It made me think you were in swing choir or something like that because the choreography is fire. You know,
I taught Beyonce everything she knows.
As Lizzo. There's a house divided right there.
AD, I got a folding chair right here. You better watch out.
Wow.
I keep that thing on me.
Man, the memes that have been online have been, dude. I seriously, we'll talk about it when I get back. Man, I've almost the one with Malcolm X with a chair in a window looking. Yep. I was just like, oh man, the internet is undefeated, man. Folks, we got a lot of history to talk about, but some cool ones that I thought were today of some history. This blew me away, and John, Raff is going to love this because I think you're.
Yeah, I know what it's going
oh,
to.
gosh.
Bring it, AD.
On this day, and as much as it pains me to say this, but I will say I'm gonna preface it this way. I'm gonna preface it this way. I've always been a fan of this guy as a football fan, but because of certain individuals, not even infatuation, almost a gross infatuation has made me dislike this guy, but I love the guy. But on this day in 2004, Rico, forgive me, I know.
It's
On
fine.
this day
I
in
think
2004,
I'm getting goosebumps.
He's goosebumps.
I'm sure you are. I don't want to know what else is going on. But in 2004, John Elway is inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2004 on this day. I knew I had to suffice my guy Raff. I had to give him some love because the thing about it, as much as Raff has made me have so much disdain for Denver, I've always been a fan of the way that Elway played the game. I mean, anybody, when we put all jokes and bull crap aside, the dude was a baller. I mean, that's the bottom line. He did a lot with a little for a lot of years. And my time when the stars aligned up, we give a lot of these quarterbacks today credit for ruggedness and toughness. And think about this. If John Elway had the same rules that a Patrick Mahomes had today in a Tom Brady had all these years, and I would even say Aaron Rodgers in that, he probably would have played longer because that dude took some hits. And I mean, he played in a time and era to where you could literally, Enrico, I mean this literally, you're kind of old enough, you're a cusper, but literally you could pick up a quarterback and body slam him like they do in the WWE.
I remember those early 2000s days.
And I'm talking about
it was still allowed back then.
Yes.
Amen.
And you think about to the late 80s and 90s to where literally, guys, Rico, it was no holds barred. And you really didn't know where the line was where you couldn't hit a quarterback hard. I will say this. In my opinion, it was when they were out of bounds. If you cheap shot a guy out of bounds, regardless of what position you play, they're going to call it. But if it was within the lines,
anything goes. Ask Aaron.
But my man's his helmet was toward the back, So again, I mean, I give kudos when kudos are. I give respect where respect is due. And as much as Raff makes me sick of the Broncos, you got to pay homage. I mean, that dude was a bad boy. It reminds me of the first time I went to Notre Dame and seen their locker room. As much as disdain I have for Notre Dame, you got to respect those who don't deserve that respect. So, John Elway, Hall of Fame, was inducted. Okay, thank God I could change the subject now.
I was there.
The third best quarterback in Denver Broncos history.
Enrico, you're out of here. Third best. Good Lord.
Go ahead. Tell me he's better than Peyton Manning.
No way.
You take
Go ahead. Tell me he's better than
Raff, you would take Elway over Peyton Manning?
Yes.
No, he would.
Yes, I would.
That's love talking. That's not.
I would take.
That's not the brain talking. That's the heart talking.
I would take John Elway.
Huh.
Yes.
Yeah, you're open to that. I mean, I said, I'm not diving into that one.
John Elway never threw 50 plus touchdown passes in a single season, but yeah, sure, whatever.
Oh, I think if John Elway would have had Demaryius Thomas and the other guys.
Demaryius
Thomas, Wes Welker, Eric Decker, Julius Thomas. I said the whole.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Sorry.
Demaryius and then some other dudes.
Lately, I've been having this problem where I just completely forget. But then, like, I think I talk it through a little bit and then I remember. So I don't know. I don't think I'm like losing my mind because it's still all in there.
Raff. It's called age.
No, I don't know because, okay, so yesterday I recorded the Wide Road to Raff for Wednesday night. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking NFL football and I was doing the 1986 New York Giants and I could not remember Mark Ingram because his dad played on the 86 Giants team. And I'm like, the running back who won the Heisman Trophy for Alabama, played for the Saints, and I could not remember his name. And then like a minute later, I'm like, oh, and Mark Ingram, which I wasn't even thinking about it. And I was like, so
whatever.
I still got my mind.
It's they both had some weapons. I think we'd be foolish to say that, that Manning didn't have more. at a time. But you think about this too, though. I can't say more. I would say it's fairly even, because think about this. Peyton Manning didn't have a Terrell Davis either.
He had Edgerrin James.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about in Denver. He didn't have Edgerrin James in Denver.
He had no Sean Marino.
He is no Terrell Davis, bro.
C.J. Anderson.
There's no running back you can mention that even comes close to Terrell Davis that Peyton Manning.
Amen, AD. Amen.
So enough about Denver. Thank you.
I'm loving this Bronco love.
That is it. That is it.
Keep it going.
Husker history. 1973, Coach Devaney. This was interesting, guys. Coach Devaney said he is not interested in pursuing an NFL job. And this is 1973. He was at a football clinic in Kansas for the Kansas School Association Summer Clinic. And he said, here's a quote from the paper, 1973. It's interesting reading these old archives. He goes, I had a lot more motivation than I've got right now. It would take. He says, I had to be more prepared to spend the hard work and long hours required than I am right now. They don't hire you, the pros, to coach a team that's ready to win a championship. They hire you to coach a team that's at the bottom. And I just don't know I would want to spend that type of time for a rebuild. He was 58 during that time. He had spent 19 years already coaching on college football total, 2 national championships, of course, in Nebraska. He was the athletic director. But I think it's interesting that Coach Devaney at 58 says, you know what, no, I'm done. Obviously had a long, very successful tenure at Nebraska as our AD and then emeritus as well. Was alive during a few more of those championships. Won 2 of his own. And it just shows you how things have changed in sports in general. But I thought that was an interesting article brought to us by Husker Max. They always have some great archives on there as far as Husker history. That Coach Devaney at 58, 1973 said, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm
in their late 60s coaching.
Yeah. Raff, I got to ask you about this, man. The OJCJ, what's up, OJCJ, man? He goes, AD, did Raff tell you how Nick and Rico did him dirty regarding the text line yesterday? What happened?
Well, let's just say the listeners, all my friends out there, stepped up in a major way and texted in and let it be heard that you cannot take the text machine away from Mr. Raff.
Now, do you want the actual sequence of events?
What happened?
I get distracted.
Raff got put in text line timeout because, and you've seen this, you have experienced this, in the middle of Nick talking multiple times, Raff would just go, oh, look at this person said this on the text. And he just so many times. And I came back from my week long and I'm sitting here and we're talking about something. And he's just like, oh, this is hilarious on the text line. And I was like, no, you know what? Text line timeout. The rest of this segment. A half hour,
30 minutes of no text machine.
I was like, Nick, you're done. You're done.
It was horrible. I mean, I love when the listeners text in. Lets me know they're listening. Lets me know. I mean, I love the listeners. Ralph loves the listeners. And AD, we also get this out there too. We got a birthday today. Birthday for one of the greatest outside linebackers in the history of Nebraska football. Butkus Award winner. Number 34 turns 53 today. Ooh. Happy birthday to Trev Alberts. Whatever happened to him?
No.
Oh, wait a second. He's the opposite.
No.
So happy birthday, Trev Alberts. Hope you have yourself a great day. If you ever want to come on the show and visit, say hi, drop on by.
I know you're listening, Trev.
Oh, I know he's listening. He loves this show.
I know you're listening.
Loves it. No, seriously, though, Trev, have a happy birthday, brother. Best of luck this year. And I guess we'll throw it a break right now. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Vershawn Jackson for Brandt Excavating. Brandt's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brandt is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brandt Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrandtExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brandt Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go big. big break.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a slight chance of this morning, otherwise probably sunny skies expected. We'll see a high around 84. Night showers and storms are likely. We'll see a low around 60 tomorrow. Another chance of showers and storms in the morning. Otherwise, we'll see some clearing take place. High should top out around 81. Meteorologist Kyle Becker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Ironhide Construction has an immediate opening for an administrative assistant in their Lincoln office. The ideal candidate will have experience performing a variety of general office, administrative, and clerical duties. If you have excellent communication, interpersonal, and organizational skills, and are the type of person who enjoys keeping track of all the fine details, then this job is for you. Learn more online at ironhideconstruction.com/careers. Ironhide Construction. Quality buildings and genuine service at a reasonable price.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-9462.
It's August, and that means summer is winding down and the kids are back to school with lots of fall activities coming up. All great things, but also cause lots of stress. Instead of letting your nerves get the best of you and cause uncomfortable tightness, get ahead of it all with a massage from The Body Shop. The Body Shop in Lincoln is your place for all types of massages. Deep tissue, hydrating, sports, Swedish, hot stone, aroma, and more. And don't forget about their couples massages. Book your appointment today at thebodyshoplincoln.com. The Body Shop at 48th and A.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop, just south of 88th and Highway 2.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay. Playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Welcome into The Drive with AD and Raff. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history. We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
Brought to you by Sand Hills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we are back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Tuesday. We're making our way through the week. We got Big Red Brunch tomorrow in Omaha. So if you're around those parts, stop on by, say hello. Go
or
Big Red.
don't, your choice.
Go Big Red.
Gubber.
Go Big Red. Go Big Red.
You guys, Raff,
Sorry.
tell a little bit more about that, the Big Red Brunch, though, just where it's at, etc.
I believe it's at Tiburon Golf Course in Omaha. Gretna. And going to have just a mixture of past and present. I saw Husker athletes, and it's Big Red Brunch has been going on for a long time. So it's pretty cool to see 93.7, with, I believe, the Omaha World Herald
And the Lincoln Journal Star.
And then it'll be like a monthly affair, or is it a weekly affair? I don't know.
It'll be
I think it's like once every 2 or 3 weeks.
I think so. And then there's the actual brunch that'll be before home games that'll honor different teams, different championship teams. So former players to be present at the golf scramble so far. We have some football and some other sports. We have Steve Warren, Tony Veland, Amon Green, Rashawn Jackson, Jay Foreman. Some other sports, Romel Lloyd Jr., currently on the men's basketball team, Jamarcus Lawrence, men's basketball, Juwan Gary, men's basketball, Kyle Perry, men's baseball, and McKinley Maleka of softball. Those are some of the athletes so far that have said they will be present at these golf.
Do you think Rock will be there? Romel's dad?
Maybe.
I hope he comes.
I would think so.
I love Rock.
He's a great guy.
Man, and it's so crazy. It was like the first time I met him, I just didn't realize
how big he was?
The scope of his basketball career.
Oh, yeah.
Played for Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah.
I was like, holy cow. So that was pretty cool.
You talk about being everywhere. That man's been everywhere.
Yeah, played for Syracuse under Jim Boeheim, then went over to California. And so he's definitely got his stamp on the game, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Are you sad you're going to miss it, Mr. AD?
What's that?
You sad you're going to miss the golf scramble tomorrow?
It's golf.
I enjoy golf scrambles. You think about golf scrambles, which are pretty cool, man. You meet a lot of cool people, a lot of fans of just sports, not just Husker football, but just Husker athletics in general. I think obviously because football being the main, the biggest attention getter, a lot of people are just Nebraska fans. They just love Husker athletics. I think that's the part I love about those scrambles the most. Is that you meet a lot of the fans that are just, I'm not talking about the ones who write huge checks. I mean, the ones that are just, just like sports, your people that just enjoy Nebraska athletics. That's what's fun about the scramble. So yeah, I am disappointed I can't make it tomorrow to that, but I know those guys are going to have a good time out there with the fans. And I'm glad our station could team up to make this, which I know will be a successful event, an ongoing event as far as that goes. So be a great time. So if you're available, check it out.
Maybe just don't be so popular.
So you don't speak again. So you're done in Wisconsin. So then do you get on a plane today and fly to North Dakota, or do you go?
Yeah, I get on a plane. So I'll get done with this, with our show, and then I have a quick Zoom call, and then I'll head to the airport in Madison. Speaking of, we'll talk about airports too. I'll have the airport in Madison, then I'll fly to Minneapolis. I got it's a lengthy layover. Not too bad. So my flight's not until 2:00 today, but I got Zoom calls up until about that time. And Madison reminds me a lot of Lincoln in proximity. I mean, nothing's like crazy far away from each other.
Yep.
And then I'll hop on a plane, and then I'll stay in Fargo tonight. And then I speak for John Deere tomorrow in Valley City, North Dakota, which is only about 50 miles to the west of Fargo. And then I get home tomorrow night, be in the studio on Thursday and Friday, be in the studio Monday, and then I fly out again, I think Monday night. And I don't even know where I'm going, to be honest with you. I literally don't know where I'm going.
Well, when you get to North Dakota, if you have time, make sure you visit the Fargo Dome.
Oh, I've been there. I've been to the Fargo. In fact, I've spoken to the Fargo Dome before. That place is pretty cool. So actually, you know what, guys, I was thinking this is the first time I've been to Fargo in the summer in a long time, because usually it's, it is freaking freezing when I'm there, because I'm usually there in the wintertime sometime.
Yeah.
And oh man, I mean, one of the coldest places I've ever been in my life, man, was Fargo.
North Dakota is just disgustingly cold.
It's a different type of cold, bro. I mean, the first time I was there was probably about 16, 17 years ago. I'll never forget getting off the airplane. And this was actually this would have been in put it this way, it was North Dakota. And the pilot told us when we landed, I'll never forget, it was, after 9 o'clock, 9:30, 10, whatever. And he goes, it's a balmy -9. That was the temperature, Rico. With the wind chill, it was -20.
Good.
And he said this to us. And here's what he said, Rico and Raff. He goes, it's not that bad out. I'm like, dude, what did you just say? Not that bad out. So
Says the guy who's not going to have to walk out there in that.
yeah. So yeah, that's the schedule, which I'll be hopping into from that part of it. So yeah, I do miss. I will miss not playing tomorrow. Guys, here's something I think that's interesting though, Raff and Nick. Before I go back to, we talk about the Huskers, Raff, Rico and Raff, just the significance, okay, about the ACC with Stanford and Cal and Stanford having that talk with the ACC today. ACC conference has been around for since, well, first of all, Stanford has been in the Pac-12 since 1918. Think about that. Stanford has been in the Pac-12 since 1918. Cal has been a member since 1915. And you think about this, Colorado, USC, UCLA, Washington, Oregon, Arizona State, Utah are already gone. They have 4 teams left in the conference.
The Pac-4?
Mm-hmm.
If you're the Pac-12 commissioner, Rico, if you're the Pac-12 commissioner, Raff, what do you even do?
Hit up the Mountain West. See what's
So think about that. Rico, and text line, let me know what you think too. Rico, so you hit up the Mountain West. That's going to be your gameplay. So who are you? Okay, I'm going to look this up. In the Mountain West, so Rico, tell me your plan for that. You got the Mountain West, okay?
The Mountain West becomes the new Pac-12. You have them join you, because you're not going to be even though you're the last 4 remaining Pac-12 members, the Pac-12 name and brand still holds more weight than the Mountain West name and brand. So you take those Mountain West teams, you talk to them, you talk to their commissioner, you work something out where their commissioner can still have some type of weird power or whatever, and you have those Mountain West teams join the Pac-12 and just take over that western side of the conference again. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of smaller schools with your Utah States and your Wyomings and your Colorado States, but that's probably the best that you can ask for if you're a Washington State, Oregon State, Stanford, Cal, because unless you want to if you're Cal and Stanford, the worst thing you could do is join the ACC. We're talking about travel. No, you're literally going from the Pacific Coast to the Atlantic Coast. You're going across the country every single time for a conference game, regardless of who it is. You're going to have Clemson traveling to Stanford for a football game, Stanford traveling to Boston College for a football game. That's ridiculous. Completely unnecessary. If I'm the Pac-12 commissioner, the Pac-4 commissioner, even though he's done, I don't know, seemingly a terrible job at whatever he's been trying to do in keeping this conference together, you hit up the Mountain West, you see, what's good with them if they want to join and become maybe a Pac West or whatever you want to call it.
The best was the black shirt yesterday. The Pac Mountain. And we'll just pack them all up in the mountain.
Yep, the Pac Mountain. Whatever you want to call it. That is probably, if I'm the commissioner, that's my first call my first call is actually calling all 4 of the athletic directors and presidents with those universities, getting them in a room and locking the door and saying nobody leaves here and everybody leaves their phone outside so you can't contact anybody to try and leave anymore. And we're going to work this out together and we are sticking together.
The thing too that they're going to have the problem with too is I get where they contact the Mountain West, but in today's age, you're wanting teams and you're wanting those TV contracts, and it's going to be hard to get a crazy TV contract because yes, there are, I guess, like Utah,
Utah State.
Where's Utah? Where do Utah?
Utah's going to the Big 12.
Okay, so I got.
They were in the Mountain West, then they went to the Pac-12.
So
now they're going to the Big 12.
You're not really getting any like attention grabbing schools.
You're getting Boise State.
That are gonna. Yeah, but
you're getting, if UNLV can turn it around, you're getting UNLV. San Diego State's usually pretty solid. They're not. Again, it's nothing crazy.
Yeah,
it's not going to be anything great, but
it
you know what
keeps
you
the
can
conference together.
exactly, and what you can do is, and this is not something that those former Pac-12 members are going to like. You sell yourself kind of like what the MAC has done with Maction, where they play on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Pac-12 after dark, you literally make that a thing.
Yep, you just go with that.
And you go with it, and you run with it, and you try to sell that to an ESPN, a Fox, a CBS, whoever, and you say, look, we'll play the late night games. We will be your last game of the day.
Have you been to California before?
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say, because you might be getting a call from the Pac-12 maybe to take over as commissioner.
I've been to Sacramento.
I feel like you've got a better plan than their commissioner had.
Probably. Well, first off, I'm not contacting Apple TV to try and get a streaming subscription. Like that was stupid. That was dumb.
You know, Raff, you bring up a good point, Enrico. I'm serious. You bring up some valid points, because you look at right now. Okay, the Pac-12. I'm sorry, the Mountain West. You have Boise State, you have Air Force, you have Wyoming, Utah State, Colorado State, New Mexico. You got Fresno State, San Diego State, San Jose State, UNLV, Hawaii, Nevada. Now, this is not a knock on those schools whatsoever, but you're not going to find the ACC with all those teams we mentioned. The one that my personal opinion that I could see them trying to pluck would be Boise State. If there's any of those teams we just mentioned, I could see anybody trying to pluck out of there, would be a Boise State, but even then would be a far shot. Rico, I totally agree with you in that if I am the Pac-12, I'm trying to say, hey guys, look, can we do something together? But I think I was looking through the text line, and Corn Stash, you got a great point, and I it's hard not to agree with you. It says, let the Pac-12 die. They screwed themselves, which I agree. Corn Stash says, let the Mountain West take over and build their own legacy. The Pac will just ruin the schools that join it the same they did here. Don't trust the leadership that got here to control the destiny of a new group of schools. And you know what, Corn Stash, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Rico, you're spot on. I would trust you more than they have the current leadership that's there right now. I mean, it's just a mess. I mean, the Pac-12, if anything, if I'm the Big Ten, if I'm the Mountain West, I'd be like, nah, we good.
Yep,
we're good.
Yeah,
we're good.
We're
now,
your teams.
now, yes. Now I'll let you join us, but we're not joining you under your current leadership right now. We're fine.
Yep.
Mountain West is fine. So if I'm Mountain West and the powers that be, there's no way that I would join the Pac-12, something that's crumbling. That's saying like, hey, let's get on the Titanic right now. No, there's no way in the world. Yes, that ship. That ship is sinking, man. There's no way that you join on a ship that has 4 members, that has 4 teams left. If they want to join you, that's fine, but they're going to adhere to your regulations, adhere to your rules, adhere to your traditions. So the Pac-12 right now has no chips to bargain with whatsoever, man.
I mean, honestly, if I'm Stanford, I'm seriously looking into going independent.
Yeah.
I would go independent for football.
Point.
I would go independent for football, and then I would try to find a conference kind of like what Notre Dame does with the ACC for the rest of my sports.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the Mountain West, maybe it's the Big 12, maybe it's the Big, I don't know who it would be, but I'm like, look, football, we're good. We can hold our own. We have our own brand. It's strong enough. It's not Notre Dame strong, but I mean, if BYU is able to be independent and still be able to do what they're able to do and now join the Big 12, I think Stanford would be able to handle themselves independently with football and then just join a conference for their other sports.
Yeah.
Especially considering they have like 52 other sports.
Yeah, Garbology has got a great point. There's no way anyone's trying to join the Pac West. $36 million buyout. I think it's actually north of $36 million. They couldn't even break $20 million last year or any years previous. So Garbology, I totally agree with you on that. It's just a mess, man.
A school that lucked out that people kind of forgot about and aren't talking about, San Diego State. Remember when they told the Mountain West they were leaving and joining the Pac-12? And then the Pac-12 was like, no, we don't want you. And then Mountain West was like, yeah, sure, I guess you can come back. Now San Diego State's like, whew.
Yeah, they dodged a major bullet, Rico. You were spot on. They dodged a major bullet on that. Folks, we come back. We're going to talk. Rico, have you got a chance to watch that episode yet of Raff sent it to me last night, so I watched it when I was going to
Nebraska
sleep.
football, the whole 30 day-by-day thing. They
No, I
put out
have.
last night.
How long is it?
30 minutes.
30
minutes.
minutes.
I'm not going to be able to watch it in the break. I saw the 2-minute speech that Rule gave.
Yeah, that's good.
I saw that. I haven't seen the whole thing though.
No,
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I'll watch it during the. No, I'll watch it later.
Yeah, throughout the day, it's pretty good.
You guys can talk about it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, everybody. We will throw it to break. This is The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Lane's Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
And it's time to get to work on outdoor projects. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671. Go online at deckcityne.com or visit their new location just north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway. Deck City, your local deck experts.
There's a buzz in the air at Kansas. Maybe it's the roar of fans here at the track, or the anticipation of the playoffs as drivers fight to move on to the next round and keep their championship hopes alive. Maybe it's the pulse of the heartland, the thrill of speed, or the sounds of grills sizzling in the campgrounds. Whatever it is, it will be one memorable weekend. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Kansas Speedway, September 8th through the 10th. Get your tickets today at kansasspeedway.com.
I heard you and Jack had a disagreement.
Yeah, he says I keep things from him.
What are you going to do?
He loves the Nebraska Lottery's Powerball First Millionaire of the Year promotion. So I'll buy a Powerball with Power Play and Double Play ticket before August 14th, and I could be one of 15 winners of $1,000. I'll also be entered for a chance to win a trip to New York City for New Year's Eve and a chance at $1 million.
$1,000? That should make him happy.
Depends.
On what?
If I decide to tell him I won.
Powerball top prize odds, 1 in 292 million.
Are you here for the job interview?
I just saw that ad that said, apply here for dream job.
What qualifications do you have?
What exactly would I be doing?
Well, this is a dream job. You would be daydreaming.
All day?
Start at 8 a.m. and spend the day dreaming about all the millions you could win playing Mega Millions from the Nebraska Lottery.
I'm good at that.
We want people with big imaginations, not just the usual yachts and exotic vacations.
Like a city built with bouncy houses or limo for dogs.
You're hired.
Mega Millions top prize odds, 1 in 302 million.
Need service on your home air conditioner? No matter what brand you have, just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Veterans, do you know what local, state, and federal benefits and services you're eligible to receive? Do you want help navigating the application or appeals process? Speak to your county veteran service officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. You've served our country, now let us serve you. Visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring your friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. Join the judgment-free zone today. Deal ends Thursday, August 10th. See Home Club for details.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. But there are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a slight chance of this morning, otherwise probably sunny skies expected. We'll see a high around 84. Night showers and storms are likely. We'll see a low around 66. Tomorrow, another chance of showers and storms in the morning. Otherwise, we'll see some clearing take place. High should top out around 81. Meteorologist Kyle Fleck from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is The Drive with AD and Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. This segment is proudly sponsored by Florial's Italian Restaurant and Grill just south of Lincoln Southwest High School, 14th and Pine Lake Road. Florial's Italian Restaurant provides a cozy, family-friendly setting where good food and good company come together. Whether it's a family dinner, a date night, or a catch-up with old friends, Florial's is the perfect place to make special memories. All you have to do is visit florialsne.com or call 402-423-5576 to make reservations or place takeout orders. Got it. Boom.
You know, Big Bird has a good point in here as well, as far as the Pac-12. He goes, I feel like the Pac-12 has lost its power, at least with the Pac-12 commissioner driving the train off the cliff. They were offered the deal that the Big 12 took and declined it. If I'm a school official, I'm not signing up to be in bed with George Kliavoff, the commissioner there for the Big 12. Big Bird,
Yeah,
I know what's that?
Very bad. George Kliavoff is not it just seems like he doesn't really know what he's doing, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know what
He's
he
just
did
grasping.
before this, but it's
grass.
It's a mess. Maybe all of this was in the works for a while. He was just thrown into a crappy situation. But then you also have to remember the Pac-12 before Kliavoff was even the commissioner back in, I think it was like 2010 or something like that, were considering, or Oklahoma and Texas wanted to join the Pac-12. And the Pac-12 was like, no, we're good. Now we're fine.
Yep.
And now you look back on that and you're like, man, really should have taken them up on that offer.
Yep.
You know what, you guys? I think, Enrico, what you're saying is spot on. I think it goes to there's Coach Osborne took some heat when we left the Big 12 when we did. Now, has it fared out athletically the best as far as our men's sports? No. Financially, has it? I think we'd be foolish to say it hasn't. It's paid out handsomely. In fact, if we're being honest with ourselves, our performance has not matched our paychecks on many of the sports, with an exception of women's volleyball, and even I would probably say softball. Track team has done well. What I mean by that, at your major money-generating sports, it hasn't. But put that aside, Coach Osborne, when he did that years ago, there were some saying, oh, man. And yet change is very rarely comfortable. Okay, it's really comfortable. However, there's a quote that I always use, man, and I use it yesterday, and I'll use it tomorrow, and it's a quote by a guy named Eric Hoffer. And Eric Hoffer was a futurist before we even coined the term futurist. And he said, in the world today, and I'm going to ad lib it here to fit our description of the topic. He goes, there's two types of athletic directors. There's the learners and there's the knowers. There's the learners and there's the knowers. The learners will inherit the earth. The learners will have foresight. The learners will look back, will be able to look ahead, while the knowers will be beautifully equipped to function in a conference that will no longer exist. Learners and knowers. Eric Hoffer penned that statement years ago. I'm talking probably longer than 30 years ago. He was a futurist, philosopher, learners and knowers. And I use that with any group I'm speaking for because it's the truth. The learners will inherit the earth. The learners will see things, will have foresight, they'll have vision, while the knowers like Claycoff, will be beautifully equipped to function in a conference that no longer exists. You got 4 freaking teams, man. The Pac-12 is the Pac-4. I mean, the Rat Pack, I think, had 1 extra guy to be more than that. I mean, so you look at, so you look at those, you look at what happened, and those guys, the guys and the guys and gals, athletic directors that had some foresight that continue to learn about the conferences, learn about the alignments. And it didn't say had to like the realignments. It didn't say you had to be for them. But the reality is this: either you get on the train or you get left. And the Pac-12 is the template, is a case study of poor leadership and foresight.
True that.
I mean, if you looked at a lot of outside of your major teams, your USCs, your UCLAs, Oregon, Utah, really, no matter what anybody says, Utah's getting a strange amount of smack. Like people are making fun of Utah for joining the Big 12 or whatever, saying like they're the odd man out. And when in reality, at least for me, I think they're going to run that conference.
Oh, football wise, I think
they're going to take that
well
conference
coached,
over in football.
Strong team. Yeah, they're
but outside of those stronger, more well-traveled, bigger fan base teams, if you looked at all the Pac-12 teams, there wasn't much support. We just got a text in on the text line from an unnamed texter, a picture of a Stanford game they went to last year. A very sparse crowd. Not a lot of people at this Stanford game. So
let's check it out.
I still think that they could go independent in football, and I think they'd be fine. They'd have, they'd be able to load their schedule with different teams. But yeah, that is not as good as I thought it was. Yeah, that is not as good as I thought it was. But outside of those more well-known teams, if you looked at the Pac-12, you could kind of tell like this is not going in a very good direction for whatever reason. Like you have those diehard fans of those teams, but you had the good teams were the only ones generating or drawing massive crowds. And even then, a UCLA who was pretty okay, granted they're playing in the Rose Bowl, not the largest crowd that they would bring in.
I'm a little upset by this picture though. There's no John Elway statue.
Okay. Why are you doing that? Do you think if they built a John Elway statue, more people would go?
I would.
Where would you put? You're looking at
I know.
Inside this. Where would the statue be?
It was a joke.
Behind the goalpost, so nobody can see it.
It was a joke.
Rico, you look at that picture, fellas, and it's. Did you ever think college football would be at this point, man? I mean, you would have no problems walking almost into that stadium. They would welcome you. And this is Stanford. The creme de la creme.
He said this is Stanford versus Arizona State.
Wow. Unknown texture, thanks for sending that picture in there. It just shows, and I think this picture is very
Can you guys believe they played at a Super Bowl there?
There's a Super Bowl there?
Yeah.
That's where the Dolphins and 49ers played the Super Bowl.
Stanford
That's
Stadium.
crazy looking at that stadium.
Yeah. How many do you think they can fit in there, Raff? What is that you think?
I would maybe 60,000, maybe
60.
They played a Super Bowl there.
Looking at it.
That is crazy. Roger Craig got 3 touchdowns. Get him into the Hall of Fame. Sorry.
Yeah, it is nuts, man. You guys,
so Stanford Stadium holds 50,424. That's their capacity.
Wow.
That is insane to think that they actually had a Super Bowl in that facility. Wow.
That's wild.
Wow. Well, before I want to just we can talk about this for a long time. I know sure we'll talk, you guys will talk about it later this week, and we can talk about it Thursday and Friday as well. But Raff, just kind of first your take on the Nebraska episode on, just kind of showing Nebraska football. What did you think about that, man? Because Raff turned me on to it, so I clicked it in, showed it, and it's Nebraska footballs. It's called A Look In. Episode 1 was Building Brotherhood. It's on YouTube. So, folks, if you want to watch it, if you go to YouTube and type in Nebraska footballs, A Look In, the letter N, A Look In, Episode 1, Building Brotherhood. Again, go to YouTube, Nebraska's footballs, A Look In. Raff, what stood out to you? Because I watched probably 20 minutes of it last night, fell asleep because I was exhausted. It wasn't that bad, folks. I promise you.
So you didn't think that it was like that?
Folks, it was It was so good that I fell asleep. You got to watch it.
I tell you what.
Slept like a baby. I had dreams of Husker football running through my.
Absolutely. So I got up and finished watching it this morning while I was at breakfast down there, and it's powerful. What stood out to you? And Rico, we get a chance. You could probably even Rico, because I know you're there all day, off and on. Even if you catch 5 minutes there. Yeah, 5 minutes there, 10 minutes there. You won't be disappointed. I thought the cinematography was great. Now, granted, I'm going to put this as a disclaimer out there right now. By no means am I saying anything about this will predicate Nebraska's season. So basically, I'm describing this like I would describe a movie. Okay, so let's put that first right there. I'm just saying this how I would describe it as I would describe a good movie. What are some things that stood out to you about it, Raff?
I think, like everybody's saying, the Matt Rule speech that he gives to the team,
like a 2-minute speech.
Then when they're out on the practice field, I thought that was super powerful.
Can I
what
say
about
something?
it though? Go ahead, Rico.
Say it.
Remember when we were getting all this Deion Sanders talk, and somebody asked Matt Rule a question, and he said something to the effect of having cameras in his locker room and all of this wasn't really his style. And something that
Rico
he
just
do.
stirring the drink again.
I just thought about
Reggie
that right
Jackson,
now.
Rico.
I just thought about that right now.
Hey, but what you're saying is the truth.
I don't know, kind of funny.
But do you think that maybe I try to find stuff, because I remember him saying that maybe after seeing this team come together in the unity that he's liking what he's seeing. So he's like, okay, well, maybe we can put this out on tape. I don't know. I try to think of why, because I remember him saying the exact same thing.
This is like every time a coach says we don't want to win the offseason, and then they win the offseason and they tout the fact that they had really good offseason.
So I don't know. I mean, it was fun to see. I mean, it was cool. It was cool just to kind of get the behind the scenes. Oh, and then you say I do that when I see something. See, he said he saw something. What are you laughing about, AD? Which text?
I didn't interject though. I didn't say anything. I'm just
no, you can't. You got to say what.
Is it Scooter from Roca?
No, it was Aaron. Aaron said, next thing you know, the John Elway statue is in Raff's house.
I'm like, well, we put a statue up last year, but we can't seem to find it.
It's gone.
Road trip, Raff, and a flatbed.
Rico, you too young to remember this, man. But Raff, you remember that episode of the Brady Bunch where Greg Brady stole the mascot, the goat from the other school, was in their house?
No.
That was good, man. That was
calling
good.
AD, we're doing a little road trip. I got a U-Haul rented.
He said, AD, I need.
Hopefully it'll.
If Raff calls you up with absolutely no explanation and just says, AD, I need your help.
Yeah.
Are you there?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
We got a 17-foot John Elway statue we got to bring back to Nebraska.
The message I was looking for, the one but I was looking through it, is when Cornstash said he loves being able to see inside the program. And like he mentioned, it doesn't have to be a deep dive, and I'm with you on that. It doesn't have to be a deep dive. But there's a few things that stuck out to me about it, and I'll talk more about it when I'm back Thursday and Friday. But Raff, the speech, of course, Rico and Raff, that stood out. And I like the candor of the speech. I love how it was just raw. You could tell it was coming from the gut. Another thing that I noticed too is the intensity of the practices. Now, granted, you're just getting clips of it, but the people I've talked to and the relationships, dude, you see him running. I mean, I'm not sure, I don't know if it was Ramir that ran that dude over. Was that Ramir or was that Gabe Irvin? That was Irvin. I mean, Rico, he runs him over. And to me, the speech is great. Don't be wrong. The thing that was the best for me to see, that I enjoyed seeing the most, was the physicality.
Tackling.
And yes, there was actually tackling going on. There was the physicality of it. And you heard there was something that Massey mentioned, Fox Hollow's legendary Hall of Famer. Massey mentioned there was a certain, him and Hatfield mentioned there was a certain pop that I was listening to throughout that series. You've seen guys hitting. Does that equal equivalent to something on Saturdays? I would hope so. but at least I'm hearing it, so it's not foreign to them when it does come to Saturdays, because they've been doing it throughout the week. So again, there's a lot of things that stuck out, but the thing that stuck out besides the speech, of course, and first of all, I'm going to say this, Coach Rule can win a press conference anywhere. He's a fantastic orator. I mean, the guy is a fantastic communicator. He's very well polished. He's done this before, and he's a great communicator. I mean, he's a great communicator. So all that is great. So I do. So I'm not downplaying the speech by any stretch of the imagination. The dude can speak though. If he was going to a gas station and someone said, "Give me a talk inside this gas station about a bag of popcorn," he would have you saying, "Man, that dude gave one hell of a speech on that bag of popcorn." He has that. I want some popcorn right now. Yeah.
Tell me this in.
Yes, he could do it. The dude knows how to speak. The difference is, though, he says it with a lot of conviction, and the guys believe. Because, think about the epitome of leadership, man, is to inspire and influence towards a common goal. To inspire and to influence towards a common goal. He's got that down to a T. Whether we see it on Saturdays, that's yet to be proven. But I bring this point up because of this. I was speaking to a few bankers that were from Minnesota. And the one guy's been in the banking industry for like 15 years, huge Minnesota fan, Minnesota grad. And he goes, yes. He goes, I know that a lot of the things that, oh gosh, now his name is
PJ Fleck.
Fleck, yeah. He goes, I know there's a lot of goofy stuff and, roll the boats. He goes, but fellas, he goes, it works. And you know what? You can't dispute that. It worked for them. So as a leader, if you can inspire and influence towards a common goal, you're going to see the results that a PJ Fleck has gotten. With Dion, that's yet to be determined. With Coach Rule, that's yet to be determined. But you think about Bielema down there in Illinois. He took over a team that was abysmal. I mean, horrible. I love Lovie Smith, but that program was in shambles when Brett took it over. And he turned that thing around. Leadership, again, to inspire and to influence towards a common goal. Those guys look night and day compared to when we took them over. So, and it gives me hope, though, in that if they did that there, and they don't have close to the resources that we have here at Nebraska. Illinois does it. Minnesota does it. Colorado sure as hell don't. So that gives me hope for a guy who has that same capability to inspire, to influence. That's why I have hope for Coach Rule that he can do that here. Will that happen? Again, the line that me and Raff has always held: trust but verify. I want to see it on Saturdays. You watch these videos, like I said, and it gives you some hope. Again, the hope for me, the thing that I encouraged, that I enjoyed the most besides the speech, was I heard the pads pop and the physicality of it.
Yep. And I like to talk when he talks about the depth chart, like where you're at on the depth chart and stuff like that. I think in the past years that people have got too wrapped up in that depth chart. And I think that you need an entire team. Like your second team is just as important as your first team, because you got to be ready to go.
Depth chart is not life or death.
Exactly. So
you know what, guys?
All right.
Before we go to break, though, I'm going to say this though: the number of reps they're getting. You can tell he talked to Coach Osborne. He just didn't talk to Coach Osborne. He implemented some of the things that made us successful. Guys like me, even we would get 90 to 120 reps every practice because we had 4 stations. There's no one standing around. So he just didn't talk about it and say, "Coach, that's great." He actually implemented something he knew from a guy that was successful.
Exactly. All right. Well, we will throw it to break. This is The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Summertime is in full swing, and it's time to get to work on outdoor projects. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671. Go online at deckcityne.com or visit their new location just north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway. Deck City, your local deck experts.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-9462.
Ironhide Construction has an immediate opening for an administrative assistant in their Lincoln office. The ideal candidate will have experience performing a variety of general office, administrative, and clerical duties. If you have excellent communication, interpersonal, and organizational skills, and are the type of person who enjoys keeping track of all the fine details, then this job is for you. Learn more online at ironhideconstruction.com/careers. Ironhide Construction. Quality buildings and genuine service at a reasonable price.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for fireworks Fridays, souvenir Saturdays, Sunday family fun days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Bob just wanted to say thank you for a record-setting July here at Koppel. The summer sales event continues in August, and the incentives are crazy good. Check this out. We got 0.9% financing along with a $2,500 trade-in rebate on select new models. You heard right. 0.9% financing has been extended along with a trade-in rebate. Also, our GM-certified used inventory is filling up fast, so make that money-saving drive to Koppel. It's just south of the interstate, or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with roof credit.
Veterans, do you know what local, state, and federal benefits and services you're eligible to receive? Do you want help navigating the application or appeals process? Speak to your county veteran service officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. You've served our country, now let us serve you. Visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring your friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Join the judgment-free zone today. Deal ends Thursday, August 10th.
See Home Club for details.
This is The Drive with AD and Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket, wrapping up another show. We're proudly sponsored by Sandhills Global. Sandhills Global is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Career and internship opportunities are available at the global headquarters in Lincoln. Apply today at sandhills.jobs. Got it. Boom. And there he is. He is back.
Fire off
Yeah,
that
buddy.
fire off that RGT, baby.
We're firing it off. It's time for Raff's Good Take. It's time for Raff's Good Take. It's time for Raff's Good Take right now. Outstanding right there.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad did you miss that, AD?
10.
You know what, man? It just made me laugh because I hadn't heard it like literally since the 25th, and I just that it kind of reminds me of the Florida State Seminoles. Oh,
I call for rain since I've. All right, everybody. Today's Raff's Good Take goes out to all the teachers and staff that are reporting back to their schools. I believe this week for LPS, and I believe all the other schools, but just, I don't know, just Raff's Good Take, throw it to them just for being, what they are. Looking back over my life, I think other than my parents, it was the teachers, especially the elementary school teachers, that had such a huge effect on my life. I mean, I was thinking about it today. I still can roll through my teachers. You had Shedlowski, Henningsen, Burchett, Deibler. You have, I can still name off Smith, Cars. It just Dupuy, Bungie. I can still name off teachers from elementary school, junior high. It's crazy that they had that sort of impact on my life. We're going 30 years later, but they still have had that great of an impact. So I just thought Raff's Good Take to all those teachers that are going to be impacting those kids' lives this year here in Lincoln and all over the country.
Raff, I'm going to concur with you on that, man. I think about, like I said, the past couple weeks, various groups, but the majority of the groups I've been speaking for is educators, superintendents for in-services. All these educators about to go back. I'm talking about bus drivers, cafeteria workers, custodians, school nurses, secretaries, counselors. I can't stress that enough, man, for all of them that are going back. And educators have had a rough go around the past couple years, man, regardless of what capacity with, the things we've been through as a world, as far as that goes, the pandemic, et cetera. Regardless of how you feel about it, they had to deal with it. They had to put opinions aside and just take care of business. So Raff, again, big shout out to them. Kudos to them as they embark on another school year, and hopefully one of the first school years in a long time to where it's just school without all the other craziness that's going on in this crazy world right now. Attitude Adjustment is sponsored to you by Educated Life Choices. ILC is hiring for direct support professionals all over the state of Nebraska. Full-time, part-time, days, evenings, and weekends help ensure a meaningful life for the people you support, helping to achieve their hopes and their dreams. Nick, it's good to see you back, man.
Appreciate it. Good to be here.
Took a quick break right there. There's a quote by Oscar Wilde that says, "What seems to us as bitter trials are often blessings in disguise." What seems to us as bitter trials are often blessings in disguise. And, I've experienced that in my life a number of times, experienced it now, reality-wise. Sometimes those trials, they're blessings in disguise, and you learn to live with those the best you can. So if you're going through something today, folks, sometimes that bitterness becomes sweet, because oftentimes it's bitter before you enjoy the sweet, regardless if it was self-inflicted or just life in general. Keep going. Keep going. And I tell you, as I tell myself, the same thing. Keep going. I'm glad we're going on the show. The show was great today to be back on. I'll be gone tomorrow because I'll be in where I'll be at, North Dakota. Somewhere in North Dakota. Anybody seen AD? We haven't heard from him in 3 weeks. So be somewhere in North Dakota, but I'll be back in town tomorrow night late. Tomorrow's Wednesday, right?
Tomorrow is Wednesday.
Yeah, so tomorrow night late, but Thursday and Friday back in the studio. So it'll be good to see those. Good to see you guys' faces. Raff, take us on home, my man.
All right. Well, before I say goodbye, I got to also announce too, Trent Euler, priority walk-on for Nebraska. Right. So the Euler family, Todd's son, is coming to Nebraska from the great town of Battle Creek. So I had to throw that out there. But everybody else, have a great day today. Enjoy your day, and we will talk to you tomorrow. It's been The Drive, 1917. The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial, the home of Kansas.